expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on iTunes and YouTube, and on www.garybaumgarten.com. Thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to 12 million additional households. Gary is out today. I will be your host. My name is Dan Warner, otherwise known as Edmund D. here on Paltalk. To those of you on CRN, if you'd like to get in on the action, come on over to paltalk.com. It's a quick download, it's free, and you can get your opinions and your lovely face plastered all over the internet at the same time. Today we're going to talk again about the horrible bailout plan, in my opinion, which has been morphing into all kinds of wonderful things according to which candidate or talking head you see on TV these days. I'd like to know one thing. They're still talking today about, they're going to come back on Thursday, they're going to vote again. I don't know what part of no doesn't Congress understand here. I think the people have spoken and made it plain that we don't want a bailout plan of any kind, no matter what the consequences, and those consequences may be pretty dire indeed, according to what some people are saying. I'd like to go over a few things about this bill. First thing, before we go into why we need the whole bailout and all that stuff, what put us in this situation in the first place? And I'm kind of the opinion that it's our fault. Everybody in this room has a credit card. If you took a Fannie Mae loan, we're all living beyond our means these days in America, it seems. And they say the average household's got $9,000 in credit card debt. That's pretty nasty. And they're saying, everybody's buying food and gas on their credit card. Wait till winter rolls around and you got to put your heating oil on your credit card too at that 28% interest rate. That'll be wonderful, won't it? So basically, we've all been living beyond our means, and so has the government. We have a bunch of bad loans that were pushed out there by affirmative action, more or less, to say that, look, there's some disadvantaged people here in this country, and, America's all about the American dream, home ownership, making your way, working hard, playing by the rules, getting ahead, and making a better life for your family. The fact is, some people just plain aren't capable of home ownership for whatever reason, and we've made it too easy for them to get homes that they couldn't afford. And when you take these adjustable rate mortgages that have resets in them, and people aren't educated or don't understand the ramifications of what a reset means, soon they find out that they're about to lose their home. And they say, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. Well, it is your fault. You didn't read the paperwork. I bought a couple houses in my day. I've been fortunate enough to do that. Not everybody is, but, you read the documentation before you sign the dotted line. There's fine print, and you got to be aware of what that means. If you had the opportunity to take a fixed rate loan and have a little bit of a higher payment, but went for the adjustable rate loan instead because you thought, wow, I can go out and I can have a big screen TV and a new car and all that stuff along with this house, the fact is you made a mistake. And some people don't think that it's fair to ask the rest of us to pay for that mistake. But the government basically encouraged this kind of behavior, and they even strong-armed banks into giving out these loans, and now the bubble has burst, and we'll talk about the bubbles a little bit later. Monetary policy, I think, has a lot to do with this too. And there's a big debate going on, and has been ever since Ron Paul ran for president. Some of you guys know I'm partial to Ron Paul for various reasons, but I've noticed he's been getting on TV a heck of a lot more now than he did when he was running for president. And it seems that even though you may not agree with his foreign policy objectives and all that, it seems that his economic policies, which he's been screaming about, and I mean screaming about for 20 years, seem to be rather prophetic. He's the lone man out there that's been banging the warning gong saying this country is going bankrupt, we can't keep doing this. And instead of taking him seriously, they laughed at him. I have watched Bernanke, and I watched this last hearing with Bernanke and Paulson, and Ron Paul took him to the woodshed, and all the financial guys are standing up and screaming, "Yay, go Ron Paul!" Tell him the way it is. But the fundamental problem here is that our monetary policy in this country is fatally flawed. There's two schools of economic thought, Keynesian and Austrian. And it's been a battle of wills for quite some time. We've been living with this Keynesian attitude that hard assets, even though they are the base of value, I can touch them, I can put them in my hand, I can trade them to someone for goods if I needed to. That's not really the way to go. We need what they call a fiat currency. We can basically say that this piece of paper, is $1, and this piece of paper has value. And the only reason it says the only reason it has value is because we say it has value, and it's backed by the good faith and credit of the United States. Well, I think the United States has very poor credit rating right now, and the rest of the world is coming to realize that, and some people are predicting a much larger crash coming in the future because of the weakness of our dollar. And if you think this $700 billion bailout is a big deal, wait until your dollar basically becomes toilet paper, which is what some people are predicting. This is nothing compared to the $50 to $60 trillion of future entitlement obligations that this government has, and that includes Medicare, Social Security, all the welfare system that's set in place. And now we want to socialize medicine and take the, and do